Am I live? Hey, I realize it's 10:35 and I didn't have much time. I thought about doing this when I was interviewing um, Fang Fang about 15 minutes ago. But I forgot completely about it, and I think it might as well be because I think this needs to be something. Um, it's a Memorial Day. I was all busy all day cleaning uh, my room out. My wife and my daughter was painting the room, repainting the room, and so we're all busy all week, all day, and we're taking advantage of um, the this weekend. But I did want to mention Tony Moy, I believe. Tony Moy. He was our guest or K-pop, but I think K-pop is the one who brought him over, and K-pop interviewed Tony Moy. I was there, and man, that was a very enlightening interview for me. And I think that particular interview is very appropriate for today. Um, First, let me play you a little short I made um, of Tony's interview with K-pop and I. So let me play that short one. Let me see if I could get that worked out here. Let's see. Plus video storage.
There was
There it
one
is.
Korean
See if
American
that
on the
works.
442nd. Yeah, his name was Young Ok Kim. He was a corporal, and he was told to report to Camp Shelby, which is where the 442nd went through training camp. This was relatively early on. And Young Ok Kim gets to this training camp and he meets the commander of this training camp. And the commander goes, "Hey, don't worry, Mr. Kim. I already put paperwork together, and we'll have you moved and moved to another unit." Yeah, there was a white guy, but he was like, I know that Koreans and Japanese don't get along, so I don't know why they brought you here. I know that you're Korean. I know they're Japanese, so I got some paperwork, and you can go and command some other unit. And Young O Kim kind of looks at him and goes, "No, sir. Like, I'm exactly where I want to be. We're all American here."
All right. We are all. Hey, Joe. How are you, Joe? I saw your special on your Memorial Day special, and I agree with you, Joe. And it's a special day today, and I wanted to have a. I didn't have time to make a video, so I'm just doing a live stream, and I am playing this short to demonstrate that as immigrants, uh, this is a special day for us as well. I mean, we are all Americans after all, right? We are all Americans, and let me show you Tony Moy's work. He has a fantastic uh, webtoon. Let me show you the first intro page, and you'll see why I think this is very appropriate for today, and why it is very important. I mean, this Memorial Day is very important for us as well, for me as well. So let me go ahead and see if I could bring that in. Uh, let's see. screen share. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here it is. Will that work? Let me see if that works. I'm going to swap around. Yeah, let me read that. That's supposed to be, I think that's supposed to be, yeah, President Roosevelt. In 1943, in middle of World War II, President Roosevelt signed into existence the 442 Second Infantry Regiment, composed of Japanese American segregated battalions that will become the most decorated in U.S. military history. Yeah, this was a eye-opening interview with the Tony Moy and K-pop uh, when Tony was telling us this find, the most decorated in U.S. military history. And all this time, I lived in the United States for over 50 years, and I did not know 442nd uh, Regiment existed, and they were the most decorated in U.S. military history. I didn't know those things, and I thought that was amazing. Why I didn't know that? Well, isn't Memorial Day isn't isn't the day we're supposed to remember those things? So here, let me go ahead and scroll down. Let me see if that shows up on my screen. There you go. Fantastic watercolor job by Tony Moy. This is Tony Moy's watercolor work here. Upon signing, he declared, Americanism is matter of mind and heart. Americanism is not and never was a matter of race or ancestry. Every loyal American citizen should be given opportunity to serve this country. Anyone with just 1/16 of Japanese ancestry along the West Coast were imprisoned in the 10 U.S. internment camps. 120,000 of U.S. will find outside behind barbed wire fence. Fear permeated the nation after Pearl Harbor. Washington classified us as 4C, enemy aliens. The country classified us as Japanese, not American. Japanese enemy. But when our country was in need of more soldiers, we freely volunteered. We need to prove that our patriotism as a loyal American citizen was as good as anyone's. While our families suffer under armed guard in camps like Manzanar, ironically, Nazi Germany first concentration camp, that's that right there. And this is a former horse stables that kept the Japanese family there. We're liberating the concentration camps of Dachu. Last internment camp closes March 1946. World War II in September 1945. But in the World War, our country has decorated us with thousands of medals, more than any other battalion in U.S. history. 21 Medal of Honors. Wow, never felt quite right. It was never about medals. They never made up for the friends, the brothers who we lost in battle. Our family they will never see again. Decades will pass before Washington will reconcile their unjust actions. We fought for a country that never truly trusted us. Country where Uncle Sam won you, but not us. So I yeah, I just wanted to share this. Um, Now, uh, if I hope I didn't have time to fact check this at all. I'm not a journalist. This somebody Tony Moy came over and he did a lot of research. Ryan Odegawa, he seemed to confirm some of those because he's thinking about writing a similar book, similar comic book. But this is really excellently done webtoon, and he's going to turn it into a graphic novel. But yeah, and I didn't realize there was a Korean in there too. You know, let me go ahead and replay that one more time. Let me play
There was one Korean American on the
this.
442nd. Yeah, his name was Young Oak.
Hold on, I need to put it in different format. How do I could have put what kind of format should I put it on? No. Mm, but this one. Nope. Oh, maybe that's it. Okay, that's it. Okay, there you go. Let me play this
There
one more
was
time.
one Korean American on the 442nd. Yeah, his name was Young Oak Kim. He was a corporal and he was
Young
told to
Oakham.
report to Camp Shelby, which is where the 442nd went through training camp. This was relatively early on. And Young Oak Kim gets to this training camp and he meets the commander of this training camp. And the commander goes, "Hey, don't worry, Mr. Kim. I already put paperwork together, and we'll have you moved and moved to another unit." Yeah, there was a white guy, but he was like, I know that Koreans and Japanese don't get along, so I don't know why they brought you here. I know that you're Korean. I know they're Japanese, so I got some paperwork, and you can go and command some other unit. And Young O Kim kind of looks at him and goes, "No, sir. Like I'm exactly where I want to be. We're all American here."
All right. Yeah, we all American here. Um, when I got my citizenship, I'm a naturalized. I'm not a born. I'm not a born citizen. I'm a naturalized U.S. citizen. Um, by the time my parents were allowed to test for their citizenship, I turned 18, so I had to take the test too. My sisters didn't because if my parents got it, they just automatically qualifies as citizens. But I had to take a test, and during that test, I had to put there's first you had to pass the test. So there's I think like 50 questions, and we had to answer things like what are red, white, and red means in our flag. What are the stripes mean? Um, what are the three branch of government: executive, legislative, judicial, and things like that, and how we're supposed to have a balance in power, by these three separate entities. We you know we learn about different presidents and what happened there. Oh, it just okay, good. Anyway, I had to um, put my hand on the Bible and a swear oath uh, is one of the thing I had to swear on is that um, uh, I had to declare that I'm applying for. I mean, I'm trying to get my U.S. citizens, which means that I will give up all loyalty to my mother country, which will be Korea. And here's a well. By the way, let me explain. I call my Korean my mother country because that's where I was born in, and I call United States my father country because United States raised me. So they're mother and father to me. Korea mother country and United States my father country. Anyway, during this declaration, I had to declare that I'm foregoing Korean citizenship. Yeah, there was no such thing as dual citizenship at that time. Not that I knew of, anyway. Anyway, I had to declare that I'm giving up my uh, Korean citizenship and declaring for American citizenship. That means I am swearing oath to that I will always protect USA. and and that made me realize one thing that made me realize is that I would never go back to Korea, not as a Korean citizen. From that day on, I became a American citizen, and I will never go back to Korea as a Korean citizen. Uh, and I mean, making such a declaration, I mean, it doesn't make sense that Korea would accept me as the Korean citizen, right? I mean, uh, so I had to declare my U.S. citizenship and forgo Korean citizenship. And yeah, something like this, where this Korean soldier, I mean, Korean American soldier, who ended up joining a Japanese American battalion, he had option to, hey, I want to be more American and just join the rest of the American troops. But he said no. This these Japanese American citizens were Americans. We were all Americans. And they have a right to protect their country, and which is America, not Japanese. And the Kim Young Ok, he also felt the same way. And yeah, uh, they knew that were not Japanese citizens. Mm, Kim Young Ok, he knew he wasn't Korean anymore. He was Korean American. He was American. We are all Americans after all. So yeah, I why is this not a? I mean, I mean, they lost lots of during those rescue attempts. They lost a lot. Those their lives. They gave up their lives. Yeah, I'm alive, CJ. Um, so yeah, yeah, I'm alive. See, I'm alive. Anyway, I it's a Memorial Day, and just wanted to share this and be part of a, at least in my journal. This is my journal, guys. This is my personal journal, my diary, this YouTube channel. And I'm recording this event because thanks to Tony Moy, I found this thing that should be in memories of America. This is America's story, not Japanese story, not Korean story. It's American story. So, hey, Roy Jackson, what's up? So yeah, I wanted to record this as my journal. You know, I find that during this stroke thing, I find that my memories are very ethereal. I mean, it could be gone anytime, but hopefully something like this is left. Uh, my personal journal is left for my kids. Anyway, that's it. I think I'm gonna go. Thanks for coming by the reading my journal. Yes, he's awesome. I love his artwork. I'll give you guys. Uh, can you give a? Let me see if I can. This webtoon is a. I mean, everybody can read it. I'm glad he's putting in a. Um, you could read it in webtoon and wonderful artwork. Story is worthwhile reading. Um, yeah. So yeah. Uh, just anyway. Hey, thanks for showing up, guys. I have a. There's only an hour left in Memorial Day, but I hope everybody had a good Memorial Day. And till next time, I'm in out.